Alright, well, some of y'all had questions about inverse functions, or a lot of y'all actually had questions about inverse functions. So I guess that's what y'all doing today, or this week in school. So inverse functions, how to find an inverse function. Well, simple step is just to switch your x for your y's. So let's say you have y is equal to 3x plus 5. So step 1, switch x and y. By that I mean where we see an x you put a y, where there's a y you put an x. So x is equal to 3y plus 5. Step 2, which is the harder part, is solve for y. So we gotta solve for y. So first you gotta get 3y, you gotta get y by itself. So the first thing we get rid of is the 5. Where you do one side, you have to do to the other. So x minus 5 is equal to 3y. Then we have 3y. So you have to divide by 3. Divide by 3 both sides. So you're left with y is equal to x minus 5 over 3. And this is your f inverse of x. Simple as that. Okay, another example, which is a little bit harder, but still easy. It's a rational function. Finding the inverse of a rational function. So let's say it's y is equal to x plus 3 divided by x minus 6. So again, step 1, switch your x and y's. So put x is equal to y plus 3 divided by y minus 6. Now, again, multiply this by y minus 6. Y minus 6. So you're left with xy minus 6x is equal to y plus 3. Okay, now we want all our y's on one side and everything else on the other side. So this is going to come this way, and this is going to come this way. So we're going to be left with 6x minus 3, because you have to subtract 3 to put it here. It's equal to y minus xy. Just to get rid of the xy, you have to subtract it and bring it over here. Now, there's a little bit of a trick. It's not hard. You just got to factor out your y's. So this becomes 6x minus 3. Factor out a y. Y times 1 minus x. Now, you got to remember we're solving for y. So we have to divide this to the other side. So, final answer, y is equal to negative 6x minus 3 divided by 1 minus x. And this is your f inverse of x. Simple. Alright, so one of y'all had a question about, we have to make sure to verify that f and g are inverses of each other. So the only way they can be inverses of each other is if f of g of x is equal to x, which is also equal to g of f of x. So this means we're going to have to put this function into this function. It has to give you x, and then this function into this function. It has to give you x. So some of y'all might be confused, be like, what do you mean put it inside each other? So let's do the first one. So f of g of x is 1/4. So wherever you see an x, you're going to put in your g of x. So it's going to be 4x to the 1/3, everything cubed. Remember, this goes inside of here. So if you remember our power rule, you have to multiply the exponents. So 1/3 times 3 is 1. So you're going to be left with 1/4 times 4x. Now 4 and 4 divided by 4 is 1, so they cancel. So you get x. So this one checks out. Now the other way around, g of f of x. So we're going to put this into here. So it'll be 4 times 1/4 x cubed, the whole thing raised to the 1/3 power. So we're going to do everything inside the parentheses first. So 4 times 1/4 is 1. So you're left with x to the 1/3. X cubed raised to the 1/3 power. So again, power rule. You multiply your exponents. So 3 times 1/3 is x. So they both check out. So they're both inverses of each other. Alright, so somebody turned in this question. Find the inverse of f of z is equal to 32 z to the 5th. Alright, so I guess you maybe were a little bit confused because it wasn't x, but it doesn't matter. Remember, any variable will do. X, y, z, smiley face. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want, it's going to work. Alright, so let's write as a function of y, because everybody's comfortable with y. Okay, so for step 1, like always, switch them. So we have 32 y to the 5th is equal to z. Alright, so we got to get this by itself. So divide by 32. You got to do it in both sides. So you're left with y to the 5th is equal to z over 32. Alright, so how do you get rid of the power to the 5? How you gotta make this power into 1. How do you do that? Well, remember product rule. So you raise it to the 5th power. So you do it to one side, you have to do it to the other side. So you're left with y is equal to z over 32, everything raised to the 1/5 power. Now, you can reduce this even further, because remember, when you raise it to a fraction, it means you're taking the root of it. So this is the same thing as saying the 5th root of z over 32. Remember, this is the 5th root of z divided by the 5th root of 32, which we should all know that it's 2. So the final answer is the 5th root of z divided by 2.